Welcome to Detectival in Oxfordshire, near Watlington. So this is us driving in. It has been pouring down with rain since the border. And it's taken us 10 hours to get here with stops. 470 miles. And it is a mud bath. As you can see, we just managed to scrape our way in. We're going to go and pitch our tents and then go and get a pint of beer. And there's wee Sneaky Pete while the other boys are getting the pints in. This is the tent, which is probably going to be full of people tonight. And maybe I'll spot one or two people who know the Scottish Detectorists. Welcome to Cambridgeshire. Oh no, it's not. It's Oxfordshire. Welcome to Oxfordshire. Detectival Day 1. And an instructional video on how not to camp. So we had an incredible night last night. The rain was horrific. Our tents are all damp. But the only thing that makes me happy is knowing that Simon, in the dark, fell over in the mud. Got himself completely soaked. Then, to make matters worse, didn't have a change of clothes because they were in the van and my van was locked and I was asleep. So he had to sleep all night in his wet, muddy clothes. And when he climbed into bed, he punctured his blow-up mattress with his watch. So, oh my goodness. What a start to Detectival 2023. Right, let's all go and sober up a little bit and get some breakfast and get the party started.
He's ready now, no?
Well, welcome to the fields of Oxfordshire in England. A bit of a change, and also I can show you the landscape. So this is Detectival, one of the biggest metal detecting rallies in the United Kingdom. Not sure how many people are here, but it's probably going to be, I would think, maybe 500 or so. You can see the campsite. You can see Simon Dominguez getting in the shot. This is where we stayed last night. Look at the mud, look at the water. Simon tent on the left, mine there. Martin's, and then Albert's and Pete's over here. So the 5 of us are already, well, 3 of them are already out. So let's go and see if we can find some treasure. Well, here we go, folks, starting with field number 8. Ploughed, hopefully not too sticky. There's Simon there with his XP Goldmax Power V4. Look at that spading technique, hopefully a little bit better. And Albert's just over there. He's on the Garrett AT Pro International, and then obviously I am on the XP DS2. So let's see how we get on. Well, it's taken 5 minutes and we've got diggable signal number 1. '85, '86, bit irony, but what have we got on the first hole of Detectival? Oh, I don't believe it, we've got a coin, folks. Hole number 1, that there. I did think, is that a coin? No, it is a coin. That is a coin, I think it's a halfpenny. Very clay soil. Oh no, it's not, it's a button. What a start that would have been. Let's get the spray bottle out just to be certain, but I think there's a broken shank on the back of that. And there is, look. Ah, well, God, what a start that would have been. A coin in the first half an hour, in fact, first 5 minutes. But it's a button. It's probably going to be Victorian, maybe Georgian. You can see where it's lost its loop. And, well, if someone is missing that kind of thing, because I'm sure this land has been detected before, it all has, then there'll be other things to be had, hopefully. So Andy from Darlington, look at that for his first signal, and he's from Quakers Acres Detecting Club in Darlington. He's only went and got himself silver, and it's Charles II, Carolus. Let me just get a wee zoom in there, look at that. So it's Charles II, you can see him looking to the right hand side, and he was on the throne from 1660 to 1685. So what a start. I think it's maybe like a threepence or a fourpence, something like that. I've never had one of them before, but he hasn't either. Well, what a start. Well done, that man. Fantastic. Well, Andy got that just a few minutes ago. Beautiful little coin, Charles II, 1660, 1685. Charles II was restored after his father had his head chopped off in 1649. We went 10 or 11 years without a monarchy. We were a republic, or a commonwealth, basically run by Oliver Cromwell. But I've got a little screamer of a signal here. 92, 94, which is tin territory, or aluminium. It's also silver territory. And lastly, it could also be Georgian coin territory, so it could be just about anything. It's promising though. Now, that it there? My God, it is. It's massive. If that's a coin, it's the biggest I've ever found. It's lead. That is a great big bit of lead. Well, I wonder if it's a horse decoration or something like that. No wonder it was an ear-blowing signal. Let's get the pinpointer off, and let's get the spray bottle out and see if there's any decoration on it. Oh, dropped it, and and the spray bottle. Oh man, don't know where it's gone. I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Right, take two. You know me, I like to drop stuff. So give this a wee wash. See if we've got any decoration or detail on it. Well, it's a whopping big bit of lead, that's for sure. I think I've actually made it worse. Ugh. This English mud is worse than the Scottish stuff. Well, I don't think it's decorated. Can't see anything obvious. I thought there'd maybe be a hole through the middle, but I don't think there is. So, maybe a hole there, or is that just a little dent? I think it is just a dent. Yep. So, it's a great big lead circular disc, pretty chunky. Weighs probably, certainly an ounce and a half. It's probably about 40 or 50 grams, give or take. So we'll get the finds liaison to have a look at that just in case, but it's another find. This one's a little bit wishy-washy, coming through 71, 72. So let's see what we get. Glad to report that the soil isn't sticking too badly. Ah. I think it's out, but I think it's iron or junk. Let's see. Where's it gone? Or something very small. Well, something there. Maybe. Well, it's in my hand. Allegedly. What's that? Ah, there's something. I think it's lead. It's lead, and it's got a little bit of writing on it. So give it a wee rub first, rather than wetting it. It's a little fragment of lead. And it's got writing round that outside edge. It almost looks a little bit gothic. I wonder if it could be part of a lead seal, like a vesica type seal for documents. Or am I just imagining it? Well, it's interesting, whatever it is. But it's definitely lead. And as I say, it kind of looks a little bit like there is some gothic type on that. Let me just get you a zoom in a little bit better. See what I mean about the lettering around that edge? The other side as well. So, again, we'll get that looked at, but you never know. Well, it's certainly a busy field. We've got a 61, 62, and I think I can actually see something a little bit green just sticking out the ground, and I can look right there. Oh, could be a coin. Tell you what, I think it is a coin. Oh, I don't believe it. I think it might be a rose farthing. It is. It's hammered. It's copper, but it's hammered. Oh, right on the surface practically. Hammered copper coin. Oh, yes. Look, it is. It's a rose farthing. Look at that. You see the little flower in the centre? Oh, brilliant. What a start. What a start. I've only been going for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So there you are. That is a rose farthing. So I think that's either Charles I or Charles II. Let's give you a wee zoom in. So you see the flower in the centre. It's made of copper, so it's a bit like these little bobbies, these little turners that we have in Scotland. Made of copper rather than silver. And I think it's from the era of Charles I or Charles II. So that's 1625 to 1649 or 1660 to 1685. You beauty, barely started and I'm on a hammered. Showing Albert my little, what I think is a rose farthing, which is a quarter of a penny, which I think's from either Charles I or Charles II. He's got this little curious thing. Almost looks a little bit like an escutcheon for a door or a lock, but I don't think it's massively old, but you never know. He'll show that to Fines Liaison just to make sure. He's got himself a couple of cartridges which are fairly modernish, probably from a 303 or something like that. A fragment of lead, funny shape, and then he's got himself a couple of nice little things. So that looks like a little spectacle buckle. I think that's Tudor. It looks like it's possibly had a bit of gold gilding on it. Unfortunately it's damaged, but I think that's probably going to be 15 or 1600s, so 400 or 500 years old potentially. So that's very nice, well done. And then he's got himself, look at that for a button. That is an absolute cracker. I don't think it's massively old, but it's been tinned or silvered. Maybe a little bit of arsenic in there as well. And that's probably going to be the late George III into Queen Victoria, so 1800s into the maybe early 1900s, but a really beautiful little thing. And then he's also got himself a whacking big bit of lead. Purpose is yet unknown, but definitely an intentional curve. Maybe off of we thought maybe off a shoe, off a boot or something like that, but again, let us know in the comments below. Well, what a great start. Great start. Now, this is interesting. This guy right here, using an XP Deus 2, not swinging very fast, and going at a steady pace, not too high. He's just literally walked right in front of me going in that direction, and right here is an ear-blowing 92, 93, and he's literally stood on it. So, is it going to be something interesting? I mean, it could be big lead again. I hope for his sake it's not something amazing. I'd be frightened to shout him back and let him know, just in case. Oh, I thought that was the edge of a coin there. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh, I thought that was a... Oh, I thought that was a blooming... Oh, I thought that was a strap end. It's a spoon handle, but oh my god, I think it's solid silver. It is, I think. Look at that, is that... Oh, I think it could be. Look at that, it's got a beautiful big griffin on it. Oh my god. That weighs a lot. That weighs about an ounce. I think that is a solid silver spoon handle. Albert, I think I've got a big lump of silver. I think it's a spoon handle. Let's give it a gentle rub before anyone says I'm scratching it to death. But look at that, it's got like a wee griffin on it, and I think that's silver marks right there.
It is. Yeah.
Feel the weight in that, feels heavy. That guy there just walked right over the top of it. He's using an XP Days 2, that's his feet, right there, going that direction, and he's just walked right over the top of it.
Didn't he just walk right over the top of this? I don't know what it is like.
Yeah, it looks like a coin or something, or a button, is it?
Coin. Yeah.
Coin. So coin for Albert. I think that's Britannia on there, seated. Possibly. Yeah, I think it is. And that's a head looking to the left, I would say. So I think that's probably George II. And I think that might actually be another farthing, so it's another quarter of a penny. So George II, that would be what, 1727 to 17... Let me think. 1714 to 1726 or something was George the First. 1726 to 1760. So that's probably the sort of era that's in. But I think it's George II. It could be Charles I as well. It could be 100 years earlier. So, but it's a little copper coin, I think, a farthing. Well done. Well, there is my handle. A wee up close look at it. Beautiful little griffin on it. And what I think are silver marks. Hallmarks. I think it has to be silver because it's so heavy and it's very, very bright. So that would be tremendous if it is. And date-wise, I'd say looking at that griffin, I'd say it's probably going to be late George III maybe, 1800 through to Victoria 1900. But that's about an ounce of silver, which would be absolutely fantastic. My God, not even 1 hour in. We've got another digger. Again, I don't know if you can hear that. Try and get the headphone closer. It's a bit weak one way, but the other way sounds pretty good. And look, again, see these footprints? That's not me. That's someone else with size 8 feet, and mine are size 12. Anyway, it's a 90. Oh, it's getting a bit claggy round this side of the field. Let's see. Out you get. So we're still in there. It's a bit harder to dig at this bit. But we're out. Still sounds good though. Another big bit of a silver spoon maybe. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll try to hold this together. Oh, that is a big hammered coin. Oh my God. Look at the size of that. Oh my God. That is a big hammered silver coin. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at the detail. I don't want to look yet. I don't want to look. Oh my God. Look at the size of that. That is an absolute whopper. That is a whopper. Oh. Oh my god, I think it's maybe Elizabeth. Elizabeth the First. It is. Look, IZAB. It's Elizabeth. That is a whopper. That's like a shilling. 12 pence. That's what Pete got last year. Pete got a massive silver. Oh my god. What a start. I'm literally 1 hour in. Half an hour late because we were all slightly hungover from last night. Look at that. Oh, it's worn, but it's an absolute cracker. That is an absolute cracker. Oh, the detail on the back I think is even better than the other side, which is often the case, that the front side is smoother. Oh my god, I don't want to touch that too much. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, that is one of the best hammered coins I've ever found. 1 hour in, field number 8. You beauty. Right, I'll get right back to you. Albert is about 20 metres away. He just happened to look up in my direction. I gave him the biggest smile, so I think he knows I've got something good. And that is I think that's a shilling, which is 12 pence back in the old days. It would have said Elizabeth DG ANG FRETHIB and then Regina. So that is Elizabeth the First. Oh, nearly dropped it. Elizabeth the First, by the grace of God, Queen of England, France and Ireland. You can just about make her head out looking to the left. And she's got a little crown on her head. And on the other side, well, look at that. That's about as good as it gets. It says Posve Deus Invtor Meu, which I think, if I remember rightly, means in Latin to English something like I have made God my helper. And look at the 3 lions here in particular. That is perfectly struck. Even the fleur-de-lis are in pretty good condition, which is the flowers of the lily of France. And top right would have been 3 lions of England. Oh, what a coin. So this is probably from, what, 1560s? Through to, she died in 1603. She famously in 1567 had her own cousin, Mary Queen of Scots, locked up in the middle of England, Fotheringay or Fotheringham Castle. And eventually in 1587 she signed the death warrant to have her head chopped off. And Mary Queen of Scots was beheaded in 1587. Elizabeth was never Queen of Scotland, she was Queen of England. She was the last in the line of the Tudors, because when she died, she was the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, if I remember rightly. And when she died in 1603, because of a woman called Margaret Tudor, who's the older sister of Henry VIII, she had married James IV of Scotland, which meant that James I of England was created in 1603. And in Scotland we call him James VI. That is utterly unbelievable. I am over the moon with that. That is an absolutely cracking coin. Just having a wee catch up with Albert, and he's got a wee, I don't know if it's 1 signal or 2, but it's coming through a 70 with the XP Deus 2, similar with the AT Pro. Could be lead, could be, I know, could be a hammered coin, you never know. It's a bit high, but could be. Is it out? Is it vanished? Might stuck on your spade, no? It's got a, it's the old mole with a gold tooth. There it is there. There's iron there as well. But that's a solid 70 over there. Let's see what he gets. Is it another bronze bull? One that was on its holidays. It's got something. Oh, there's a bit of green. Oh, it's a bit of gold as well. Gilded. Oh, what is that? Oh, don't rub it too much. Is it a button?
No.
Oh, it looks like it's got a wee lug on it.
To both sides.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? I was going to say watch winder, but it just looks too big. You got your toothbrush on you? Just try giving it a wee tiny gentle rub, just to see if you can expose any detail on it. I'll let you do it so I don't mess it up and get the blame. That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's definitely not a button, especially with those two lugs on it. But it's gilded. So it looks like it's copper at the core. It's almost like a crescent shape, isn't it? The gold.
Mm-hmm.
It could be some kind of lunar pendant. Could be old if it is. Could be Roman. Well, what do you reckon to that, folks? A live dig and Big Albert's come up with the gold. Yeah, that is an interesting wee find, that, Albert. I don't know what it is though, but one for the fines liaison. Copper and gold. Brilliant. Well, we'll need to find out more about that one and get back to you. But if you know, then let us know in the comments below. Oh, look at that lovely clean fines pouch there. It's not had anything in it yet. Didn't film this one. It came through a really jumpy 80-86. Very erratic. No one else has walked over it for a change. As I always do, took a spadeful out and listen to it now. Now it almost sounds like a coin. Could have been on its edge. And that's why it was so faint, but somewhere there. Oh, it's there. I've got a clod. But I don't see anything obvious. Not in there. It's in there. Is that a bit of lead? Nope. I think that's a stone. Well, it's getting smaller. What's that? Well, it's in there. Ah, there we go. Well, it's not a coin. I think it's a button. I think it's a button. And it is. Look at that for an impression. It's gold, just like Albert's. It's a little waistcoat or a little cufflink button, possibly. Don't see any obvious decoration on the front, but you can see the traces of some of the gilding, some of the gold on the back. A wee gentle rub. Well, if there was anything, I think it's long gone. And I would guess this is going to be from the 1800s. Probably the reign of George III. It's got the loop still on the back. Come on now, focus. There we go. So yeah, bit of gold gilding. Bit of gilding. But probably from the 1800s. Don't know why my camera isn't quite focusing properly, but I'll maybe need to give the lens a clean. But yeah, it's a find. And you know I love my buttons. We've got a mid-tone 60. 5960, bit of an irony sort of tone there as well. So well, we're out still 60-63. Certainly hammered coin territory. I'm actually making my way towards that little gap there in the hedge because my poor little feet have had it. It's hard going in this plough soil. I've not got the best of knees as it is, so I don't want to wear myself out too much. But, what is that? Is that it there? Nope, that's a bit of flint. Oh, got something silvery again. I tell you what. Oh no, it's not. I think it's stainless steel. It is. Oh, my wee heart sunk. Well, not sunk. Fluttered for a second there. It's some sort of stainless steel. I don't know what. A little blanked off bit of metal. Really not sure what that is. But we'll take it away. If anyone knows, and let me know in the comments below. This might well be my last signal from this field. Nearly at the edge. Albert is waiting patiently on me. Albert, come and have a scan of this one. It's an ear blowing 79 for me. Consistent both ways. What does the Garrett AT Pro think? International.
69.72.
What do you think?
Could be a coin.
Could be a coin, could be a halfpenny maybe. Could be a bit of lead or a bit of copper. Could be just about anything, let's be honest. Right, oh, probably the last signal from field 8. Now it just sounds like a big lump of iron, unless it's stuck to the spade. How is that possible? Such a good signal can be iron. You getting iron? I don't want to go and dig up a quarter gold noble and leave it.
Check that though. It's maybe 2.
Yeah, I'm getting a massive iron signal, yeah.
I never got that at the start.
No, neither did I. What's going on? Well, it's there. That's lead. How can that be?
Is it lead?
Well, it's got wee holes in it actually. I think it's lead. Let me get my wee... There's my wee brush. Well done, Liz. It's like a wee electrical something or other. I don't think it is lead. But how can it go from such a good signal to that? Well, it wasn't a great signal, but it was still.
There's a bit of iron in there as well.
I think there's something else. I'll take another spadeful out just in case there's something else going on, but I don't think it's on my spade. Well, that's bizarre. Let's take another spadeful and just see in case I turn something on its edge. No, there is still a 74 there. But I don't understand where the iron signals come from. Well, take one more out, and I'm going to get back to you. Right, very confusing. I'll get back to you. Okay, so that signal was just a phantom one, but we're into field number 9. There's Albert. Marty and Pete went away up to field 4. They're on their way in our direction. And Simon, I don't know, he's just disappeared. He was in 8 with us and then suddenly he's gone. I think he said he went into field 6. It was rubbish. He's come back into 8, so we might see him sometime soon. So let's go and see what we can find in field number 9. The good thing is, as you can see, it's stubble. So finally, I can get some of this mud off my feet. It's very hard going. I'll probably keep it brief in this field. I mean, it's not the biggest field anyway, but as you can see, look, there's loads of big long stalks, so it's very difficult, and I suspect everyone will have done these little bits in between. Well, I think that might be Martin in the distance coming straight towards me. We'll see in a minute, but we've got a signal here, and then I'm going to head in the direction of the pasture field. It's a chirpy 89.90, so we'll give it a bash. Might have dug in the wrong place. Oh, stone. Oh, another stone. Ah, God. Right, take 2. I don't know if I'm moving it or I'm just not very good. Probably both. Right. We're out. we're out, we're a 91, and I can see something right there, which is round. It could be, is that a wee imprint? Nope. Could be a spendable actually, could be a 1 pence. It is. It's a 1p. I am rich. Spendable 1 pence, so it's going to be Queen Elizabeth II. Even though she passed away last year, this is still spendable currency, so if we actually had anything that you could buy for 1 pence, then I could use this. But there is a date on there, I think it's 1989. You can just about make her head out looking to the right. So 1p. I find it hard to believe for the number of people in this field that someone hasn't done this line yet, because it's pretty limited. But right here I've got another, an 89. Could be a coin. Could be a coin. So let's find out. Well, 91 now. Another bit of silver. Georgian. Or the dreaded tin can. Ah, thought that was a bit of lead, but it's a bit of chalk. Oh, what's that? Well, that is something. It's a fragment of something. I think. Oh, dropped it. I think that it is the dreaded tin or foil. It does kind of look a wee bit silvery about it. It's got a little rim on one edge, or a raised edge. Don't know about that one. But slightly curved, maybe part of a vessel. But I think it's aluminium. It doesn't have any real weight to it. Oh well, first bit of aluminium, believe it or not. There's Martin, breathing out his backside, as we would say in Scotland. Oh, we've just come into field number 12. Make life a little bit easier for us. Thankfully, it is pasture. It's not too busy either, not many detectorists here. And hopefully it's going to be relatively easy digging. It'll certainly be easier to walk, that's for sure. Well, let's see what else we can find. Well, signal number 1 in field 12. Didn't take me long. Someone's dug a hole right there, so I don't know how they've missed that. 65, 66. Pasture. Bit of an unusual field for me, because I'm virtually have got no pasture. It's all arable. It's all plough field. Let's take a wee plug out. Try and make this neat and tidy if we can. Well, I think it's going to be a lump of irony junk, to be honest with you. That's probably why the other person ignored it. Well, it's not particularly deep. I don't think. What's that? Oh, it's the dreaded shotgun cap. Oh well. Look at that for a view. What a house. That is a mansion. But right here, 81, 82. Fingers crossed. It's finally not a shotgun cap, because I've had 4 of them now. It's all I've had so far from this field. But as ever, I'll edit that out, so you'll be none the wiser. Still in the hole. Let's take a wee spadeful out of there. See what we've got. Still in there. Let's get the pinpointer out. See if we can track it down. Oh no, I think we're out. We're out and we're in there. Oh, we've got a wee clod shot. We've got a wee imprint as well. I think it's going to be a button or a washer sort of thing. Is that a grommet? It is, I think. I think it's an eyelet off of a tarpaulin, or, as you've all kindly pointed out in the US, a tarp. Someone in the distance shouting. I don't know if that means that it's a gold coin. Apparently there's been one found, a half sovereign, which Martin saw. A French woman found it and came over to Martin and said, "What do I do with this?" Martin very kindly told her to keep it. She found it. Maybe someone else would have told her, "Give it to me." But there we go, someone's had a gold coin at least. So we've got Edgington and something rend, but I think it's an islet off a tarpaulin. We've got a double signal right here, 79, and here a higher pitch, oh, somewhere, 85, 86, 87. So let's go with the lower one first, 79, and see what we've got. Take out a plug. Not sure if I prefer pasture or plough, to be honest. I think pasture takes a little bit more effort for filming to dig the plug out. And it's finished. It's not on the spade, is it? Well, it was on the spade. So let that be a lesson to you. Where is my pinpointer? Oh, there it is. I just changed everything round because I was getting entangled between the two different bungee cords. Forgot where I put it. Right. Well, that is a bit of lead, I think. That is... Huh. Is it a bullet? Could be. Oh, now I forgot where my brush is. There it is. I think it is. I think it's possibly a great big bullet. Maybe one of these big 3 ringers. That's hit something. Possibly. It's hard to tell, but yeah, I would say a bullet, but we'll seek other opinions, and if you know, then just confirm in the comments below. Right, fill that back in, and I'll be right back to you in a minute with the other hole. This is the second target, which is probably the better of the two, 86, 87, but it is a wee bit irony. So, could be big iron, could be just about anything, to be quite honest with you, but flop it over and see. Right, we're somewhere in there. One more and then I'll get the pinpointer out. Nope, we're still in there, but it's sounding a bit scratchy. Right, I'm going to have to go down a wee bit, so I'll do that off camera because it's awful bouncy. I'll get right back to you. Marty's just come over and I just pinged the soil and I think we might have a buckle. Ah, damn it, it's not a buckle. It's not a buckle, but it's green. It's copper. It's folded. Isn't it? Yeah, I think it's just a sheet bit of copper, unfortunately. I was hoping for some epic discovery there, but yeah, not to be. Ah well. Here he is, Simon Dominguez Alvarez MacDonald, the crazy Spaniard, back from his first ever outing metal detecting. So Simon, what did you find? What did you find?
A feather.
A feather. Yeah. There you go, he found a feather. Well done. Very well done.
Thank you, man.
And we have stopped for a barbecue. So it's just gone 12 o'clock, so everyone is finally sobering up, apart from Simon. And we have had a pretty good morning so far, so hopefully once we've had some fuel, some burgers and some bratwurst, then will be refueled and ready for what the day throws at us. And thankfully, it's still not raining.
Look at that.
So that is a red kite. And there are loads of them around here. And I suspect it's probably wanting our burgers. You'll never believe this. There's Simon's tent right there. We're having lunch. He's been moaning about, I'm never going to find anything. This is terrible. And look, this distance here, he digs this terrible hole. And what does he get? He only gets himself a lovely little decorated button. So yes. It's like a tomback style. And I think it's probably going to be George III. So that'll put it 1760 to 1820.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
And he's smiling away.
Well,
so,
at least my trip here was for something.
Your trip here was for something. Look at that happy face.